Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. This is Boog Nice coming at you with the Marvel Legends Molten Man Build-A-Figure Wave Spider-Man Far From Home movie Mysterio figure review. Let's do it.
This ain't for no scalper. You a scalper? Then fuck out shit. This one's for them real collectors. That's army building and posing figures. Marvel Legends, imports, mini maybe I'm fucking with them. Hype beast, we know about you. Stay buying figs, don't know about it.
And a quick look at the box art. It is the same on both flaps. Let's get this bad boy open and see what's what. I am a savage and I tore into the box before I got to say 7 figures in the wave. You need 6 figures to complete the Molten Man Build-A-Figure. Alright, here we go. Quentin Beck, aka Mysterio. This is the Marvel Cinematic Universe's take on Mysterio. Obviously, he is loosely based on the Marvel Comics version of Mysterio. The power set is very similar. They took a few liberties, but I do like what they did with this guy in the movie. He was played by Jake Gyllenhaal, and overall Spider-Man Far From Home was pretty decent. Mysterio's bio on the back of the package reads, "The master illusionist, Mysterio battles his foe Spider-Man using his wits and the technology embedded in his suit." Mysterio is packed in with the left leg to complete the Molten Man Build-A-Figure. So I'm a little late to the party with this review. I reviewed all of the other figures from this wave, well, the figures that were needed to complete the Build-A-Figure a couple months back, but I had a hard time finding Mysterio. And then when San Diego Comic-Con came around, my little press swag bag had this figure inside of it. So it just worked out perfectly. And I've had him on ice ever since then. Finally, today I opened him because yesterday we got word that Sony and Marvel finally came to a deal as it relates to Spider-Man. And they will be working together to produce Spider-Man 3. So I was happy about that. So on the heels of that information, I said, let me go ahead and crack this guy open, review him, finish my Build-A-Figure. I actually did a little bit of footwork this week to complete the Molten Man Build-A-Figure and the Thanos, the Infinity War Thanos Build-A-Figure as well. So I'm a little behind, but if you know me, you know I'm a completist, so I always complete the BAFs, even if I don't hold on to some of those individual movie figures. Hasbro usually does a really good job with a lot of the movie figures because oftentimes it's new sculpts and new designs, and they really do put a lot of work and effort into these figures. Mysterio here is no different. I think they did a great job. Paint applications are okay. Probably could have been just a bit more vibrant in certain spots, but I do think they did a great job. So looking at his accessories, and shameless plug, that's an ACBA flight stand. Those will be back on sale or up for pre-order in a couple weeks actually. So out of the package, Mysterio comes with 2 hands that are open with the fingers slightly spread. And there's a quick look at those peg holes. I was just thinking about maybe applying different hands that weren't packed in with him, or tentacles or anything to kind of go ahead and simulate his power of illusion. And then he's packed in with 2 fists. And to be clear, the MCU version is not really, it's not really illusions. It's more of a 3D sort of holographic image, basically. It's more technology than it is trickery, I guess. The movie costume did have quite a few different glowing portions throughout the costume. They try to do it here in the chest, but there should be more here that is painted similar to this color down, even down here on the left and right hip. But for the most part, it looks good. Like I said, I do think some of the colors could have been a bit more vibrant, but I do like what they did here, especially with the head and a sort of fishbowl there. The head does pop off, so if you did get somebody to customize a Jake Gyllenhaal head, I guess you could put it on there. I don't know if he appeared in some other movie where he was produced as an action figure, and you might be able to find that. And even if you do, I don't know if he'll have the beard and everything, but it is what it is. I've seen people doing quite a bit of customization to this guy and painting him differently, and really bringing out the scope and design with some paint, adding lights into the fishbowl, doing quite a few different things. So in terms of articulation, you saw that the fishbowl was pretty much on a ball joint, so you can turn it left to right, but being that you can't really determine where the front or the back is really, I mean, I guess you could. I guess this little design down here shows you where the front and the back is. I have found myself turning his head even when I'm posing him to kind of look in the direction that I think he would be looking at, or look in the direction that I think would be right if there was an actual head underneath there. But you know, it does spin, it does pivot, turn left and right. There's no issue with the head. You can get them to look down, and you can get them to look up as well. So that does work. Shoulders are on a ball joint. They're going to come up just about that far. You can do a full 360. It's hindered a little bit when the cloak is on, but there is an upper bicep swivel, a double jointed elbow, which is pretty impressive considering that this little gauntlet here is there. But I see what they did. They made the hinge deeper so you can actually get the full range of motion on that elbow. That's impressive. Swivel and a hinge on the wrist. Upper torso articulation is limited. He can go back pretty far, and I like that there's a little gap there. Be able to get him flying, get a flight stand right in that little groove there. Can you turn him at the waist? No, it doesn't look like he turns at the waist, which is unfortunate, and I'm surprised that they... looks like there's a cut there. Hold on a second. Well, if there is a cut, I'm going to have to work with it a bit. I can see a little cut there, and it looks like it should be able to rotate, but it might be fused. I'll have to work through that. We'll see what's up. There is a T-joint at the pelvis. Leg will come up pretty far. You actually get a decent split. There's an upper thigh swivel. There's a double jointed knee. There is a hinge, a pivot, and a swivel on the foot. So decent articulation. You can definitely get them in some cool flying poses. And this cloak does come off. There is a little peg back there where you can peg that in. And although it's not articulated, which would have been really cool, it is a sort of soft, pliable plastic, so you can manipulate it slightly. And there he is without the cloak. You can get a good look at that. And a couple quick size comparisons with a couple of his wave mates. On the left is the Stealth Suit Spider-Man, aka the Night Monkey. And on the right is what I believe they were labeling this suit as the Advanced Suit Spider-Man. And you can see how those stack up. Pretty much the same height because it should be the same character. I noticed though that my Spider-Man, I didn't pick this guy up initially either, but I noticed that his arm is messed up here. I can't get it to kind of sit all the way down at the side. Something's messed up with the joint there. I'm going to have to try to fix that. But yeah, they stack up pretty well. We did see Spider-Man kind of fight side by side with Mysterio before we realized that Mysterio was the bad guy, which most of us knew. But I never reviewed this guy. I do have the SH Figure Arts version coming, which I just paid for today. So I'll take a look at that maybe next week. And then there he is next to big head ass Maria Hill on the left, and headless Nick Fury on the right. I don't even know where his head is, but that's how those stack up. Definitely happy that I finally completed this Build-A-Figure, although this is probably one of my least sought after Build-A-Figures of all time. But, you know, like I mentioned early on, I do complete every single Build-A-Figure from Marvel Legends. I don't think I've ever missed one. Actually, I do need a couple parts for my old Apocalypse because I had two and then I sold some parts and didn't realize I do need a couple parts for the Toy Biz Apocalypse. But anyway, Mysterio here came out really nice. Like I mentioned, I have seen a lot of people do some minor customization to just bring out the scope and add those little details from the movie into this figure. But as is, I do think it's a really good figure, and it's one that I would definitely recommend. I'm setting up here. I don't always do, well, I haven't been doing too many setups at the end of the reviews as of late, but I wanted to do this because I am finishing up main course. I know I've been saying that for quite some time, but I did a lot of editing yesterday, so I'm almost done. I'll probably shoot a variant of this for main course. Just want to invite everybody to come out and join us in the ACBA Facebook group where you can learn how to display and kind of hone your skills as a display artist. Follow us on Instagram. There is an ACBA cutout pack up right now, a discounted sale pack. It's basically like a smaller version of the full Mercenary 2.0 pack. So link for all of these things will be in the description below. As always, rate, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.